Hello, everyone. We are on week 7 already, really going fast. But our principle this week is make quality personal. Demonstrate a passion for excellence and take pride in the quality of everything you touch and everything you do. Have a healthy disdain for mediocrity. Good is not good enough. Always ask yourself, is this my best work? Be all in. A couple of thoughts as it relates to making quality personal. First, for me is keeping things simple and doing the basics and doing them really well. I think for me has been successful. Sometimes you see people really get into the weeds and things and almost make things more complicated than they need to be. And I think just keeping things simple but doing them well is a great way to make quality personal. As an example, do you, as it relates to customer service, are you saying people's names, using their names? Are you thanking them when they leave? Are we asking customers for referrals? Those are really basic things, but if you do them and do them really well, the quality of your work is going to be much better. Another thing I think about is early in my career, I had a boss that always said to me, if you don't have time to do it right the first time, when are you going to find time to redo it? And in today's busy world, it's easy to cut corners and not do your best in everything you're doing. But the reality is often you're just going to end up having to redo it. And so then what does that do to your time? And so I think just slow down a little bit and do things right and don't cut corners, and you'll find that you're managing your time a lot better, and the quality of your work is also going to go up. Couple quick stories when I think about making quality personal. If you haven't read the book Good to Great, I would highly encourage you to do that. It's a really good book. But anyway, there's a story in there about a gentleman that is training for a triathlon. And the story is such that he got so obsessed with his training and the quality of the work that he was putting in that he got to a point where a part of his diet was cottage cheese. And he would actually wash the cottage cheese before he ate it. And he even admitted in the book that he knew washing the cottage cheese didn't make it healthier or make him any healthier. The simple concept was it was the way that he approached his training, the high quality of work that he was putting in. So he didn't want to skip any step or cut corners on any piece of his training. And so to be that disciplined, he was actually washing his cottage cheese, which is pretty impressive. But it really is that high level of discipline. And then a final story is kind of interesting or kind of cool this week. My son, who mows lawns, got a call from a gentleman that he didn't know. The guy's going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks and asked my son if he could mow. I think the guy thought because my son is 17 that he would charge him $20. And so when my son quoted him, it was $75, the guy kind of balked at it. And Jack said, well, what should I tell him? Should I just lower my price because he doesn't seem to want to do it? And I said, no, just go back and tell him what a great job you will do, and that $75 will be a bargain at the end of the day. And so the gentleman said, well, I'm going to be gone 2 weeks. Why don't you come and do it once, and we'll see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. So Jack said, well, it's a small lawn anyway. He said, it shouldn't take me but a half hour, 45 minutes. And so I got home Tuesday night and I said, how'd that lawn go? And he said, well, I ended up being there for 2 hours. I said, holy cow. I said, what happened? Did your mower break down or what happened? And he said, no, it's just the guy he lived there for like 15 years and he's never weed whipped. He's never edged his, sidewalks or landscaping. And Jack said, so I took the time to do all that for him. And he said, it looks great. And I said, well, what did the guy think of it? And he said, not only did he hire me for next week while he's gone, he wants me to mow the rest of the summer and the rest of the fall. But the point is, when Jack got home, all he wanted to talk about was the quality of the yard. You know, yeah, the work came because of it, but all he wanted to talk about is how good the lawn looked, and that's just how my son is. He's a fanatic about everything and wanting everything to look really nice when he's mowing. So anyway, just kind of an interesting story that happened this week, and he just takes that quality really personal, and the end result was he ended up with more work out of it. So anyway, lots of good things to unpack this week on making quality personal. Have a good week, and thank you.